And let's see what they're going up against here with Impala and Bagus. It's going to be the Devil Jin. And it's the Yamugi. Okay, so hits the defense requirements, and we've got the gauntlets requirements on both sides here as we open it up with the Tesca Onyx. I don't know if there's like a catchy name for that. Tonics?
Tonics, sure, I'll take it, yeah.
It works.
You know, I mean, granted, we've kind of seen historically a little bit of Tesca, right? I feel like more and more as the game goes on, we're seeing more and more Tesca in 2s because Boots, extremely powerful, whether it be on Tesca or even Gradish, of course, on the Red Raptor, has proven a lot of what that weapon can do. Yeah. And then Onyx has just been Onyx for like the past 2 years.
And then Sandstorm's not bringing Tesca out of nowhere. He had a lot of, he went back to Mordex for the majority of the year in singles, but he's been pushing his Boots every single tournament that he can, up to the point where he's been put on the Mordex. He definitely favors the Boots and 2s more than the Scythe. Opening it up with a knockout there on the Bagus, who's on a Mugi, very strong, tanky legend that loses all of that power and speed, right? So if they're able to just hunt Bagus down, I can see those stocks flying pretty quickly. There goes Impala to the left side, Sandstorm with the pummel, Snowy with the save on the down air. Red team doing great so far at the start of this game one.
Yeah, and of course, like you look at these teams, right? And like Bagus is obviously the player you look at that's like not quite as revered as the rest of these people, but also he's on Imugi, who, speaking of Sandstorm, the person he's going up against, I said, hey, how do you feel about him? Right?
North America set where it's 2 Imugis down singing on either side of the screen, and they're getting into winner's side top 16. Bagus getting that double knockout with the recovery. It's working out so far. Even stocks across the board. I think this is going about just like if people were just being objective about like looking at the names on the screen, the damage that everybody's taking about just makes sense here. But Bagus the double nair, almost getting the gravity cancel Ensig, nearly takes Sandstorm off the top of the stage. Much closer game one than expected going into this. Snowy with a nice save on the Sarah again. Does he get the knockout? No, down Sig a little too slow.
Okay, and so at this point, everything is still roughly even here. Bagus kind of throwing out those Hail Mary signatures that Emogi is known for. Emogi, right? But like, it's like, you whiff and you don't really feel bad. That side sig, I still think is pretty unreactable. And so, if you want to talk about sigs, I mean, Zario also has a pretty healthy kit there as well. Oh my gosh.
Snowy with the recovery on the Bagus. Only surviving because of the defense. Snowy, can he make it back? He can. Okay, down here for Bagus. Goes for ground pound. Oh, Impala doesn't touch while going for the save, and that's going to be Bagus' last stock. Snowy with the falling weapon throw. Take that first game rather quickly after a really close first 2 minutes. Everything kind of exploded after a really cool sequence where Sandstorm set up a Gauntlet sidelight. And a Gauntlet sidelight doesn't true combo to everything, right? So you play that like RPS of like, not dodging, are they dodging in place, dodging in a direction. Snowy hovered center left, so all Sandstorm had to cover was the little right. And so when they didn't go towards Snowy for the knockout, Sandstorm was able to get the knockout with the gauntlets off the top of the stage. And after that, they just completely destroyed them in the conversions that followed afterwards. But that's something really cool that I haven't seen from a lot of double gauntlets teams, where it's like, oh yeah, if you know your teammate's hitting sidelight, you should just cover one side so that they only have to react to the other.
It's a smart way of just kind of like divvying up the task, right? You want to make sure like, okay, I'm over here, I got this, you get the other side. It's kind of like the same thing when someone's recovering off the side, and you're like, I'll cover the low option if they try to like do like a quick little dash onto the ledge, and then you can cover high, and that way we're covering everything as long as our reaction.
It's not something I think about too often in Brawlhalla, because with 2v2 combos, as long as you're not using the exact same move, it's pretty guaranteed where you need to be to follow up.
Right.
And Gauntlet Sidelight's like that one where it's like, oh no, actually you do kind of have to double tech chase this.
Yes, exactly. It's either that or you have to be like pinpoint perfect where your positioning is, so you don't get hit by the side light and then you get the perfect hitbox. It's kind of a pain, right? And so that's kind of the next best thing. But even with that said, not a terrible game one for Bagus and Impala, but it did kind of
it snowballed out of control pretty hard there towards the end.
And I don't know that they're going to make the conversion, you know? Like, I feel like, can you turn it around after kind of having it fall apart that fast? I think seeding-wise, everyone kind of expected Sandstorm and Snowy to win. And so, like, if you're already starting off of a game one loss, do you have it within you to bring it back?
There, left and right, goes for the side sig. Bagus, nice. We have the great sword. Okay, getting those combos in the midst of a 2v2 is very valuable. Pummels into a D-Light Nair. Impala might just take Sandstorm out on his own. And Bagus is actually playing around Snowy really well. Ensig comes through, goes over the down sig.
Okay, We're kind of swinging for the fences here as Bagus tries to get the side air, goes for a gravity cancel neutral sig as well, but that's not going to connect. Everyone just wants that first big KO to try to start something. I mean, I guess that neutral sig is going to be enough, right? Can they snowball off of that? You get the weapon throw there, burns the dodge. Impala just going to go ahead and kind of wait on the side there.
Yeah, patient recovery from Impala there. Snowy jumped a little bit too high. That edge guard, D-Light recovery, not going to take Snowy out just yet. Side sig, punish. No, doesn't go for the dare afterwards. Was playing around Bagus that was covering his back. Goes for the down sig. Weapon throw stops Snowy from getting the combo, so blue team on top of their interruption game. And he's got to get on top of their taking stocks game. There we go.
Right,
finally, Headlight recovery.
Oh.
No, I was convinced it was 2 as well.
Thought we were going to see maybe a gravity cancel down sig from Bagus there, but it's not going to come out here. Trying to be a little bit more reserved with the sig button. We'll see, but gets hit by 2 siders now. Stuck on the corner of the stage. Will be able to get back here, but those side sigs have not been connecting. Can't seem to place them in quite the right spot. The neutral light from Snow is going to send him once again into the corner, and he won't make it back. Impala left alone now on the side, and this could be tough.
Yeah, and that's where that comeback potential is looking really rough. When you're playing what's clearly the tank on the team here, going down 2 stocks to Sandstorm, who hasn't gone down once. Snowy with the cannon. Finally, Bagus gets the unarmed nair to close up Sandstorm's first stock. Bagus didn't even follow up after that side signature. Snowy gravity cancel sidelights back to stage. Okay, red team on the verge of going up 2-0 in this winner's quarterfinal of the pool.
Yeah, not exactly looking too promising, but definitely not out of the realm of possibility. But Bagus is taking so much damage. The recovery from Sandstorm, walking it in that much closer to potential W. The side air is going to send Bagus so far here. Both members of the blue team are going to have to recover at the same time. The down sig is going to hit a bit of friendly damage there, and that's going to be Bagus removed by that recovery from
Bagus
Sandstorm.
lived. I think that was actually a good trade. Impala was already pretty damaged. You took down the stock of Snowy down to 1, but yeah, now we've got the team combo. Ooh, into the side air, into the blast zone. That was one of the first complete Gauntlet Boots combos I've ever seen. Because Boots have
his eyes, dude. He's like, what the heck?
Boots tend to, they have the active input of like, hit them forward or hit them more forward, right? Yeah. That's what they're doing. And so to be able to see Gauntlets being able to synergize with that, using the nairs to send them back down, was like a reverse. It was like a downwards ladder combo here. Let's see if we can get that towards the end.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
This one right here. Okay, he's gonna get the
neutral light. It was side light, and then the gravity cancel D-light nair. So Sandstorm had to have the peace of mind to not convert off of his side light, so that Snowy could grab him with gravity cancel D-light nair. And then he was able to close out the D-Light side air on the Boots at the very end of the blast zone there. Really nice.
Yeah, and they practiced it. They practiced it. There's no way they just made that. They labbed it.
Those are not the decisions that you make on the fly. That's for sure. Because he also had to like jump and drift to avoid the splash of the gauntlet downlight. Because what you're doing there is you're like hitting the ground, and then the like gravel like rocks come up, and that's what hits you, which is hilarious from like a gravity cancel standpoint, because you're just like, I don't know, hitting.
So here's something that's funny, right? Like,
what's that?
I talked to Sandstorm yesterday, you know, and everyone's picking up their badges and stuff, and I said, hey, yo, Goat, how you feeling about this one? This is going to be a Sandstorm W? And he says, I mean, I'm feeling pretty good. I actually prepared for this one, so. But he didn't say yes, but he said, I prepared for this one.
No, I saw him talking about that about 2 months, especially after the Royale, where he was like, okay, a month and a half's going into this where I'm going to make sure that I can do my best at this LAN, right? That's what he's been doing, and he just was like, when a competitor's like radio silent afterwards, you don't hear anything about them, they show up ready to go. That's when you're going to be the most excited about it. So he's got the Tesca ready to go, and we've got to switch over to Impala's main. This is the Kaya that we.
Yeah, and we also have Mako on Bagus.
So Bagus definitely like a great sword main.
Yes.
That goes without saying. Although seeing an Imugi to Mako switch it's usually Jaehyun that you go to.
Yeah, that's where I would have picked as well. The defense, especially for defense. I don't know if we went to defense. Let me check here. No,
it's like what's a great weapon in twos right now?
Guitars?
No.
Question marks, right? Like, I don't really know about this, but we're going to see. I mean, Impala, of course, you know, I was thinking about the Zerial earlier. I was like, I don't know that I've seen much of the Impala Zerial. I've seen a lot of the Koji this year. We've seen, of course, the Kaya.
I think it makes a lot of sense if you consider yourself a bow player. Nutrition comes down there. Zerial was also something that kind of came out as a 2 staple after Cross.
Balloon Boy, too.
Was gone, right? They were like, okay, here instead of blasters plus gauntlets, we have their next ranged weapon plus gauntlets. And it happened for a bit. But yeah, also Kaya, the credit to Impala and Lorez and Acno, has not gotten buffed in the last 2 years.
Yes.
Quite the opposite, right? So all of that comfortability kind of goes away after a while. But so far, red team Keeping it close. Let's see if they can get Snowy here. D-Light in recovery. Not going to take down Onyx. She's 9 defense for a reason.
Which makes things a little bit rough here, right? I mean, granted, like, I don't know, maybe Bagus just wants to feel a little bit more comfortable in the neutral game, but we haven't seen much, if anything, as far as like team combos from the blue team here, right? Like, where are the conversions? Where are the handoffs? You know Snowy and Sandstorm are going to be looking for those moments, and that's going to be one stock on from Bagus. They're able to go ahead and find that KO,
but the entire time while they were going for that, Sandstorm was able to take down Impala and bring Bagus in the deep orange. Not looking for a Nair to start the team combo there. Snowy switches over to Cannon. Sandstorm waiting for a starter. Bagus gets that Nair. Okay, they've got themselves separated right now, but that hasn't been working out in favor of blue team. Sandstorm dodges in place, gets the Nair into Bagus, but Snowy wasn't ready to follow up on that attack. That could have been the knockout, and that ground pound will disarm him.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how you bring it back from here. It's looking like it may be a 3-0 and a handshake. Impala already down to the final stock and getting more punishment here. Getting sent off to the left side, and the D-Light ground pound unarmed from Snowy is going to go ahead and remove that final stock. Now it's Bagus left with 1 stock versus the 4
Sandstorm
of the red
loves
team.
showing off the rehearsed team combos in these situations here, right? So Bagus has now got to look for a weapon spawn while they are setting it up. I mean, it's the gauntlet there. That's the combo starter. He's looking for it. It's a minute on the Snowy. Oh, one more? No, Neutral doesn't get it.
Is he going to get it?
They will settle for nothing less. I think they will take like 100 damage. Here it is. Okay. Neutral light, side light into side air. Gravity cancel down to be able to finish it off. Sandstorm and Snowy. 4 stock them in style as they get out of pools and they go into winter side. Top 64, top 32. It's one of those areas.
Yeah,
phase 2 pools.
The next part of bracket.
One step a little closer to possibly being theirs as Sandstorm and Snowy make a good case.
Yeah,
why TK's got them in this top 3.
They look good. They look